Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome to my first YouTube live. All right. So, I want to speak on mastering your minutes for effective time management. So, it will just be for a couple of minutes, but I will try to mention a few tips that will help you to manage your time effectively in 2025. That will help you stay ahead because it's very important. It's very important and very necessary that you are able to stay ahead, that you're able to be productive and then do things differently than other people usually do things. You know, I made a video, I think sometime yesterday, and I said something that the business people, the politicians, when they read books to learn tactics, to learn strategies. When scholars read books, they read books so that they gain wisdom, some insights and learn something new. There's always a reason why they learn. There's always a reason why they pick up a book to read or they go ahead to take some action. There's always a reason. But for the ordinary people, they do things just for the sake of doing it. Oh, let me just do it. They do things just for the sake of doing it. So I hope that by the time I'm done sharing these tips, it should help you stay ahead. It should help you manage your time and also help you achieve more productivity and help you achieve your goal. So let's get right into it. So one of the first things that I want to mention is when we talk about time management, it's not something difficult to grasp. It's just all about managing your time. What is the best thing you can get out of the time that you have? Say if you have 30 minutes, what can you do in 30 minutes that can be productive? What can you do in 30 minutes that what can you do in 30 minutes that you can say, oh wow, I've done something great that can make you feel confident at the end of the time you spent? Will you say, oh, the time I spent was well spent? Like the things that I did, were they productive? Were they worth my time? So that is just all about time management. What are the ways you can do a lot of things with less time? That also. So um some of the common misconceptions people have when it comes to time management is that, oh, when you're busy, it means you're being productive. That is not always true. No. That is not always true. Because you're busy, it doesn't mean that you're always productive. You can be busy and you're not productive. You can spend 5 hours online. And what are you doing online for 5 hours, for Christ's sake? Are you really doing something that is productive? What you're doing, is it really so we say productive? Like, I really doing something that will produce some kind of success. Yeah, right. So if you're going online, are you maybe making sharing value and making posts? Are you connecting with people? You're going online. Are you making sales? Are you trying to reach out to more audience, or you're just going online for the sake of going online? This exactly is what sets people apart. It is what sets businessmen apart. It is what sets the rich apart from the poor. It is what sets the great people apart from the ordinary people. To spend it wisely, have you been able to impact? Have you been able to share value? Have you been able to reach your goal in the time that you have spent? So that is one of the things that you must consider, that because you're busy does not mean you're productive. Again, because you're busy, it doesn't mean that you are productive. So now, one of the proven strategies when it comes to time management is that to manage your time effectively, you must prioritize. It's very important. You must prioritize. Prioritization is very important. Don't just wake up one morning and say, okay, I'm going to do everything today. You slam your decks. Wow, I'm going to do everything today. I'm going to do everything on my list today. All of them are very important. They may be important, but are they the most prioritized on the list? Are they the most important on the list? Are they very urgent on the list? Is it the first thing that you should do on that list? So this is where you must get it right. No, so you can use the Pareto principle. The Pareto principle, that is the 80-20 rule, where it says that when you focus 20% on the activities that you're meant to do, it will yield 80% of the results. Focus 20%. Give so focus on the 20% of activities, and then it will yield 80% of the result. So if you have 10 activities, just focus on two for the time being. Give all your best, to achieve, or to give all your best to make sure that you've been able to tick off the first two, the most important two on the list. When you've been able to focus and achieve that, you get 80% success. It is very important. It is very necessary. So the next one is the Eisenhower matrix. So there's something called the Eisenhower matrix, where there is some sort of a tabular form that shows you, is it urgent? Is these activities urgent? Are they very urgent? Are they the things that you should be doing at the moment? So I want to get the full diagram. So once I get the full diagram, it's going to be a lot more easier for us, right? All right, so we have here the Eisenhower matrix. You have the urgent, and then you have the important. So it's in like a tabular form. I don't know if you can see this. All right, so that is it, right? That is it, right? So you can see the Eisenhower matrix. You do, you plan, you delegate, and you delete. So the first one here is it urgent? If it's urgent and important, you do. Now down there, if it is not urgent, sorry, if it's not important but it's urgent, you do what? You delegate, shift the responsibility to someone else. Now the next thing down there is delete. It is not important, it is not urgent, so why is it on your list? Do what? Delete it. Delete it. So you can see here. So now this is on my Twitter. I made the post on my Twitter. So if you go there, I'm definitely sure that you will see that. So you have important and urgent, you have important and not urgent, you have not important but urgent, not important and not urgent. So it's very important, very necessary that you put all of these things into consideration. It's very necessary, it's pertinent. So the next strategy you can use in managing your time is time blocking. This is one of this is the strategy that I use, and it's almost always very effective. It is almost always very effective. I tell you the truth. So when you're time blocking, so you have from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., that is usually the time where we work the most. But you want to time block your day. So take for example, you have from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. to work, and then you have a very urgent and important task. You can now say from 12 p.m. from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. I'm going to time block. I will do nothing else but to read a book. I will do nothing else but to do the most important and urgent task on my list of goals, on my list of to dos for the day. That is how this works. That is how this works. Now, this will help you minimize procrastination, because this is one thing people suffer most from: procrastinating. We are humans, right? But we procrastinate a lot. So how can we reduce this? By time blocking. And when you time block, there will definitely be other distractions. So the one of the things that you can do is to remove distractions. It is to remove distractions. Just remove distractions and then focus on whatever you're going to do. If you're to read a book, right, you know that you don't need a phone if it's a physical book. Saying like this, you don't need a phone, right? So what you could do is you pick up your book, turn off your phone, and then you start reading. You don't need a phone, just a book. This and this for journaling, right? It is very important, very necessary. So the next thing that we will consider is using the Pomodoro technique. The Pomodoro technique. Yeah, yeah. So, the Pomodoro technique says that for every 25 minutes of work, you give yourself a 5 minutes break. For every 25 minutes of work, give yourself a 5 minutes break. So if you can do that for 2 hours, you then give yourself a 30 minutes break to complete the cycle. Did you get that? Did you get that right? So for every 25 minutes of work, you do what? You give yourself a 5 minutes break. 25 minutes, 5 minutes break. So you can do that 4 times, right? To complete the cycle 4 times. You now give yourself a 30 minutes break to relax so that you don't burn out. It's important. I have done this and it has worked, and I'm sure it will work for you. Yeah, it is. I'm very sure that this will work for you if you try it. Another proven strategy to maximize your time and get the most of your time is to limit distractions. Is to limit distractions. I went on Twitter the other day and people were arguing on the post that said, "Oh, I read about 150 books in a year." People were arguing, how is it possible that you're able to read 150 books in a year? How is it possible? You're lying. You must be lying. You must be saying trash, right? So I went on another post trying to also understand how possible that could be before bashing the lady in my mind, in my head. So I went on the post, and people said, so one comment stood out for me, and that comment said, if you can study the amount of time you spend on social media, that time could amount to about 10 pages. And we don't even know this. You can spend like 10 hours online. We won't even know because because so most people don't have things to do. It is not a lie. It is not a lie. People can spend 5 hours on Twitter just scrolling, on Facebook scrolling, on TikTok scrolling, watching videos. You'd spend hours and hours and hours online. What are you doing? And I'm very sure that most of the time you are not doing something productive. You are not doing something productive most of the time. Yo, so if you can limit the distraction time, and I'm very sure that you'll be able to get the most out of your time. So to be able to limit this distraction, first of all, know that those so you must first of all know what those distractions are. You can't know what a thing is. You know, you can't really destroy a thing without knowing what a thing is, right? You can't really, remove or cut things off if you don't know what are distracting you. So you really want to know what your distractions are to be able to get rid of those distractions. If your distractions are social media, you do what? You turn on your phone. If your distractions are friends, you do what? You take some time out alone, just you. If your distractions is food, my dear, or your own, just find a way to leave home. Find a way to go someplace where there are not many eateries around. Just find a way to do something different. Just find a way to do something different, right? Just do something different, honestly. Then you could help yourself on that part. So when you've been able to know what your distractions are, you can then discover how do they distract you. How? Once you know them, figure out the how. How do they curb you from making the most out of your time? Is it that you spend a lot of time online and then you don't even know when you've spent 30 minutes, when you've spent an hour scrolling online? So once you've been able to discover how you lose your time, right, you can then take the measures to cut off these distractions. Now, tools that can help you to manage your time and then put you on track. You can make use of the Google Calendar. I think we are going to talk about this on another live. Tools to help you stay on track. The Google Calendar, that is your app. You can use Trello. You can use Slack for communication. And then another one is outlining your goals in a book. Just write them out so that you know what you're doing, and then maybe you can paste them somewhere so that you come back and then you see those goals. And then the next one is automating repetitive tasks. If one of your tasks for the day is to go online and then make a post, so one of the things that you could do is to schedule those tasks on Twitter, on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok. I'm not sure of TikTok, but for the others, you can schedule them. Just schedule those tasks so that by 7 a.m. in the morning, your post are already on the internet. By 8 a.m. in the morning, your videos are already shared. You don't need to now find ways to stand up, to struggle, and then share your post. Once you have been able to master automating your repetitive task, then you can manage more time. You have time to do other things, plenty of time to do other things, right? So the fourth one is building long-term habits. So I've mentioned understanding time management. Like, these are the key points that I've touched on: understanding time management, um, proven strategies for mastering your time. I've talked on tools that can help you stay on track. Then the fourth one is building long-term habits. This also is one thing that can help you manage your time more, right? Say you are always waking up by 9 a.m. in the morning. How many hours do you have left before you can struggle, get to work, and then start working, right? But take for example, you have built a long-term habit of waking up by 5 a.m. You know that you have extra hours than the ordinary guy over there sleeping till 10 a.m. You have from 6 a.m. you have a 4 hours spare of time to work on whatever you need to work on than the ordinary guy that is still sleeping over there till 10 a.m. in the morning. Look at that. So to build this long-term habit, just start small and then be consistent. You want to build a habit of waking up by 6. Set an alarm to wake up by 5. It won't be easy. You wake up and then you go back to bed and then start snoring. You wake up by some days you wake up by 7. But once you wake up, don't go back to bed. Stand up, do something, stretch, do an exercise, something that will help you become more conscious and more energized. Yeah, that's the word. So plan your day a night before. Work on routines, very important. This will help you, and then do it consistently. This will help you to stay on track. The next one is, what are some of the challenges that we face when it comes to time management? And that is procrastination. You feel overwhelmed, and this could be because of doing too many tasks. You could lack motivation. So once you master the strategies that I've been able to give you, I'm sure that you'll be able to overcome these challenges. Like procrastination, one of the things that you could do is to automate your task. That is to beat procrastination. if you're feeling overwhelmed and bored out, one of the things that you could do is to use the Pomodoro technique. Work for 25 minutes and then rest for 5 minutes. 25 minutes and then 5 minutes. That will help you stay active, and then you won't get energized, and then you won't get burned out. So if you lack motivation, this is another thing. This is another thing. What you could do is time blocking. You could try time blocking, right? Just do something fun for an hour or two. You can time block your time to have fun, right? Just time block your time so that you can have more fun, and then you work on something productive. Or you have a little of fun before you now time block and do something productive. That or these can help you manage your time in the most effective way. So if you have any questions, we have already spent 20 minutes. So if you have any questions, I would love you to put them in the comments, or you send them to me. This is going to be private because it's the first level I'm doing. But I could share it online, but I want you to put your questions below. Whatever questions that you have, share it. Share your questions, and then I will send you the answers to them. All right, so I'm very sure this will help you in some way. So if you have seen this, I want you to share it to your friends, share it to your social media platforms, and then you can tag me Infon Frank. Search Infon Frank online, and I'm very sure that you will see my face and my profile. So um do well to stay productive, do well, try as much as possible to read. And I'm very particular about people, most especially the young adults, becoming the best versions of themselves. And that is why that's why I'm taking time to do this. So I'm very sure this will help you in so many ways, when it comes to time management. So do have a wonderful day, and stay good, stay ahead. Bye.